This thing here, this evil snake, will turn your motorcycle into a zombie bike. It's a faulty Alarm Immobiliser. A real wicked thing. The idea of it is, it's supposed to keep your bike safe. But what it does, once it goes wrong, it messes everything up. And like other things, when they go faulty, you can just unplug them. But this, you can see here, we're getting close. The way it's wired in, it gets into every bit of the surface. This one's dead now, so I'm safe putting my hands near it. And in case it's not quite dead, I've got a good bloody steel ruler to give it a poke, a bash. So, it's wired in lots of places, and doesn't just plug in. The signals and the power from the bike has to go through this unit before they'll do all the ignition, the fuel pumping, and all the sensing that goes to the ECU. So, when this thing goes wrong, it can send erroneous signals everywhere. Oh, and it's horrible. Things can happen to your bike, it will just cut out. You can be driving along, your alarm will go off. In my particular case, I've got a video that I'll show in a minute of when I was testing the Hayabusa. All of a sudden, the alarm came on. And the prime, it was just kept pumping fuel, and I had to disconnect the battery to stop everything. The gauges were going all over the place. So this, when it goes wrong, is nasty. One of the things that first goes wrong is, you notice that the key fob you get with it, nothing happens when you press the buttons. And you think, oh well, you know, it's a flat battery. So you replace the battery, but it still starts being faulty. It still continues to be faulty. And then the weirdness starts happening. So this is a really nasty piece of work. So I'll show you now what it does when it goes wrong. So, turn the ignition on. The alarm goes off. There we go, and we can see the priming. Press the ignition and nothing happens. Yep, dog, keep away from that. A nasty piece of work. You don't want being turned into a zombie dog. So how it's connected into the bike, you can see here, every part of the harness seems to have one of these connectors. And going back to this, you'll see how many of these wires are on that go to fuel pumps, ignition systems, power supplies, lights. And they're all sneaked in here. So I don't know if you can see here they've reconnected the bike, the wiring originally as it's supposed to be. Another one here, there's more under here. And to get it out, you've got to start at the head, and work back, find every single wire, disconnect it, put the bike back as it was, the original wiring, and then test it. And then keep well away from this thing. Nasty. So, the bike's even more stripped down now, because I need to get to every single piece of wire to check it to see if that horrible immobiliser thing, the faulty voodoo snake, was connected to anything. So I've got it all out. So, it's running well now. Fingers crossed, as always, fingers crossed. So, first things, got the ignition, so switch on the ignition. And so you get the priming pump. And there it goes, priming nicely and stops. You notice before the prime just went going on and on and on, and that was the alarm doing its stuff. So, we've got no error reports. So we'll press the start button. And start. Fuel pumping nicely. ticking over, all the gauges doing what they're supposed to do. And the lights come on when I want them to come on, which is good. I get lights. There we go. So, this is running quite well now, hopefully. I'm sure there'll be other things. Brakes next, yeah. Start with the brake. But we got rid of that nasty, nasty snake. So she's a pure wired Hayabusa now. Right. Switch her off and bye for now.